Today is Sunday, November 9th, 2014, and I'm working on the 97 Volvo 850 T5. This procedure should be the same for all models of series of the 850 series. But basically what happened is I'm doing a overhaul in the car, and I found out that one of these hoses here was brittle on the very end, and this is actually the hose that I got from the junkyard over here. And as you can see, as I tried to put it on there, what happened is it actually split and stuff. And the clamper here really didn't need it, but it was kind of wore out and stuff, and wasn't expensive to replace. I had the special order, but I was waiting on it. This hose right here is extremely hard. It's just like any other hoses. Just like when I tried to bend it, it actually was brittle and stuff, and that's just from age with any hose in a car. These hoses here actually go to the idler air control valve. This right here is actually a new hose, and when they're new, you can actually squeeze them in your hands. The older ones you just couldn't beat at all. What you see in front of you here is this is the old hose right here, with the connection right here right behind the battery tray, and this is the new hose right here that they actually replaced it with. Volvo decided to make this a one-piece hose, the same length. And basically this is a 3/8 inch hose. I think it's a vacuum hose. And the little clamper here is cheap. It's like 78 cents. But I figured, well, there's no point running to Home Depot and getting one. I'll just order it from them. And essentially what you have right here is you have this, hang on. You have this really hard barb right here, which is this barb right here is really hard to get the piping in and stuff. This hose right here is basically it's stiff enough to stand that stuff up. It's still got some flex to it, but it's pretty hard. And the new hose right here is really very flexible. With one hand, you can actually squeeze into it slightly, but it's still rigid. It's a reinforced fiber. This right here. Forget it. You practically need a pair of vice grips before you can squeeze it. And hang on. Even if I do have the vice grips all the way down, and if I try and squeeze it, it just doesn't squeeze that easy. This over here, I can squeeze it. It's really flexible. So, anyway, I'll show you where this hose goes. This hose, what it does is actually it routes to the front of the intake manifold. And actually there's a, let me get my light right here. There's a brass 90-degree Schrader valve right there, in that picture right there. And it's right there behind the idler air valve. There you can see it clearly now. That's what that hose connects to. And essentially what it does is, if you have this tray right here, it sits behind the battery like this, and that hose, it goes up through here. It routes through this channel and then out to the side of her and stuff. And for some reason I was on YouTube and some moron was showing me that these things are hard to get out of there. Seriously. Look, all you have to do is just slide these things out. They slide out like this, and they slide back in. You don't have to take them out the bottom side. I don't know what douchebag decided to come up with that idea. It was some Volvo repair guy repairing a base model Volvo. But the way I did this right here is there is actually, hang on, get my light. There's actually two 13mm bolts that hold on the brake fluid thing here to the master cylinder, and essentially you slide that forward real carefully. You don't have to disconnect any of the lines. Mine actually still has fluid in there and stuff, and so essentially that pipe is basically going to go underneath there. It's going to route around, and it's actually going to connect to that white valve right there. If you have the kind of brake system that has the HE computer on the side, I have no idea. I can't help you. I don't know what that's for. This is a different design of brake system. But that's just wanted to show everyone that's the way that goes, and it's a real simple system. So I'm not too sure what the cause is, but I just figured as long as the hose is brittle on one end, I might as well go and replace it. So anyway, that's all I got. All right, later.